Alrighty, hello everybody. Welcome to Noon Yoga. I believe this is week 4 now. I'm super excited to be here and to flow with you guys again today. Today's flow will be another 30-minute flow. We'll end with our meditation and relaxation, of course, but we'll also focus on our breath and flow through some movement. So you can grab your mat, and then I also grabbed a block for today's practice. So if you do have a yoga block, feel free to grab one. If you don't, you'll still be able to flow through this practice, no problem. You can also use a book. However, a book is usually a little bit harder than a block, so you can avoid doing that if you feel like you won't need one today. So anyway, you can go ahead and bring yourself to your mat if you aren't there already. And we're going to begin in a lying down position today. So you can go ahead and lie down on your mat. Your feet can face the front of your mat, and your hands can come to your lower belly, or maybe rest palms down by your hips in like a Shavasana pose. And we're just going to begin laying down because it's just super relaxing for our body to settle into the mat. I'm going to sit up just because I'm talking to you. It's a little bit easier to talk, but stay laying down. And you can just allow your legs and arms to fall heavy and relax on the mat. Today's theme of the practice is really just going to be about finding calm and finding some ease and tapping into that spirit and whatever that means to you. Right now, there's still a lot of change happening. There's a lot of stress, a lot of anxiety, and it's a cultivated energy. It's happening all over the world. That's why we all feel it so much more than normal when it's just ourselves going through it. It seems that everywhere you go, you can kind of feel it from other people. If you've been outside of your house, you probably noticed it when you've gone shopping, people wearing masks. It's just a little bit disturbing, causes a little more angst everywhere that we're going. And so I always remind myself that I have one thing that isn't chaotic. I have one thing that isn't going to cause drama or anxiety, and that's my spirit. My spirit is pure, it's whole, it's protected, it's safe, and there's no room for anxiety and chaos in that spirit because it is so pure and it's so light. So today I really want you to just relax your body, relax your mind, and let that spirit shine through in whatever that is to you. Maybe think of some great desires that you have, purpose, maybe someone you love, things that really bring out that purest side of you. And with every inhale and exhale of your practice today, inhale the love and the light of that spirit, growing it within you. And on that exhale, allow it to bring some peace to your body as you relax into the poses and relax more down towards your mat. So we're going to be filling ourselves up with that light, that pure spirit, and with every exhale, letting go of anything that takes us away from that. If there's any self-criticism, anything that you're holding on in that mind, just go ahead and let it go. If there's anything fearful in your mind, just let it go. If there's any pressure you're putting on yourself, let it go. This is also a time where we don't always have access to some things that bring us a better quality of life. For example, I've seen a lot of my friends who are hairdressers talk about people's roots coming through. So if this is a time where you're struggling with yourself and that self-confidence, I just want you to go ahead and let it go. Let go of any expectations that you have for yourself. That you are not these objects, you are not these things, but you are that spirit that's going to shine through today. That spirit doesn't need things to strive. It's alive because you're alive and breathing. Okay, so if you're lying down still with your palms down, you can go ahead and just draw your knees into your chest, and we're going to begin moving. So deep, long inhales and exhales in through the nose and out through the nose as we begin moving through practice. Slowing down that breath, bringing in that relaxation. Inhale, feel that life force energy running through you. And exhale, allow that back just to relax onto the mat. Let your shoulders drop and feel heavy. And then you can go ahead and roll yourself up to your seat. And then right away into a tabletop position. We're going to begin with our cat-cows to warm up that spine. So wrists are underneath those shoulders, knees underneath hips. Inhale, drop the belly, open that chest, gaze comes forward. Exhale, curve your spine back, tuck that chin in towards your throat. With every inhale, come on up, opening up that chest, feel that stretch to that back. And exhale, close off. If you're feeling any tension in the fingertips and toes, try to relax them as you're here. Those fingers can still feel light even as you press through the palms. This is going to get a lot of energy moving through our body in a positive way. If you feel like your energy's been cooped up, this is a great pose to practice. Find that energy to go up and down the spine. So do one more inhale on up, and on your exhale, send your hips high and let those arms go out into puppy pose. So your chin can come down to the mat. You feel those shoulders stretch. If you did grab a block or a book or any kind of prop that you can hold it out in front of you and grab it for a deeper shoulder stretch. I know a lot of people have been ordering at-home props, so we decided to add one. If you don't have one, that's just fine. Your palms can go straight onto the floor and you can still get into this pose. Deep breaths as you hold here. And then remove the block or the book if you had one out in front of you, and place your palms back on the floor and make your way back up to that tabletop-like position. You're going to walk your hands out in front of you and tuck those toes under, moving to a high plank position. So nice and strong here in your high plank. We're going to flow through what's called a vinyasa. So inhale, shift your weight forward into your fingertips and toes, press through the palms as you lower down to chaturanga push-up. Inhale, open the chest for upward facing dog. Those thighs are still hovering. And exhale, hips go high for downward facing dog. Now feel free to pedal it out here, move those hips. Our bodies aren't completely warm yet, so you can find a little movement. If you feel a pull in those hamstrings, just bend those knees a little bit so you can straighten out that spine. Deep breaths as you hold here. Connect with that spirit. Maybe close your eyes for a moment. Let every inhale and exhale connect you deeper to it. Coming closer to your highest and truest self. Looking up at the top of your mat, inhale, step up between the hands. And exhale, stay low and ragdoll. Maybe grab opposite elbows and sway back and forth. Grab the back of your calves, draw your forehead to your knees. Whatever feels good for you, just let that upper body hang heavy. Every exhale, allow that body just to relax on down. On your next inhale, sweep your hands on up and roll up that spine all the way to the top, floating above your head, reaching up. And exhale, hands come down by your side for Tadasana. Now we'll go ahead and move through our sun salutations here. So starting Tadasana at the top of your mat. Inhale, reach those arms up nice and high above your head. Exhale, take a forward fold on down. Plant your hands onto the mat and step back to high plank. Inhale, shift forward. Exhale, elbows tight, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. And exhale, back to down dog. Press nice and strong through those heels for a hold. We'll stay here for a few deep breaths. On your next inhale, look up at the top of your mat. Step up between the hands. Exhale, forward fold, straighten the legs. Inhale, halfway lift, so a tabletop spine. And exhale, release to ragdoll. Inhale, big salute all the way up, filling those lungs with air at the top, reaching through. Add a baby back bend if that feels good. Exhale to Tadasana. We have one more round here. Inhale, big sweep, fill those lungs with air. Exhale, forward fold, plant those hands strong. Step back to high plank. Inhale, shift your weight forward. Exhale, elbows tight, chaturanga. Inhale, open that chest, upward facing dog. Exhale, right back to downward facing dog. You can always feel free to pedal it out and move those hips if you want a little movement. Otherwise, staying in that nice hold is perfect too, as long as you're breathing. Okay, great job. Inhale, look up at the top and step on up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, release, ragdoll pose. And inhale, big salute all the way to the top again. Feel free to add that back bend if that feels good. And exhale, Tadasana. Inhale, sweep those arms on up. And exhale, take a fold down to the floor. Plant your hands onto the mat and step back to high plank. This time we're gonna go right into side planks. So make sure you find yourself in a nice strong plank to begin with, and then roll into the left side of your foot. The left hand plants, the right arm comes up. Your hand can come up above your head, or you can bring it to your hip. Your left knee can also come to the mat, and you can stay nice and strong here too if you want some more stability. Otherwise, both legs out, stacked on top of each other will create a nice, strong core. Inhale, think about lifting up that hip. Exhale, open that chest a little bit more. We're gonna hold here for a few breaths. Nice and strong, notice your strength. Oh yes, a little bit of fire happening here, feels good though. One more inhale, lift that hip maybe a little higher. And exhale, right hand goes down to the mat, back to high plank. We have the other side, so roll onto that right side. Right palm is flat on the mat. Spread out those fingers for stability. Remember, left foot can stack on top of the right. You can bring your right knee down to the mat. Whatever you choose. Inhale, lift the hips. Exhale, open up the chest. If you want an extra challenge, you can go ahead and lift that top foot up as well. Any variation is perfect. You guys got this. Nice and strong. Wings are out. We're feeling fly. Inhale, lift those hips a little bit more. And exhale, bring that left hand back down. We're back in that high plank. We're gonna flow through a vinyasa. Inhale, shift. Exhale, strong chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, down dog. Ooh, give those shoulders a little nice stretch here in that down dog. Pedal out those legs still if you need to. High planks or those side planks take a lot of strength, so if you made it through those, you'll have no problem getting through the rest of today's practice. Inhale, draw your right heel up towards the ceiling for a three-legged dog, and open up that hip. Draw the right heel towards the left glute, and roll out the ankle. You should feel an opening of the hips here. Inhale, straighten the leg again. Point those toes. And on your exhale, draw your right nose towards your knee and plant your right foot down onto the mat. So you should feel that squeeze in the core before you come down. Then go ahead and place your left knee on the mat for a low lunge. The top of the foot also comes down. Inhale, arms come up as you sweep up. Exhale, sink deep into those hips. Your hands can stay up or come to prayer or come to your hips. You choose whatever feels good for you. We're just going to hold here for a few breaths. Remember today's theme of the practice, really breathing in that spirit, tapping into that truest part of you, your highest self. Maybe take a moment to think of a thought of gratitude if your mind is still racing. Every exhale, let anything that's stopping you, let it go. Maybe sink a little deeper into the pose as well. Finding as much peace and calm within yourself as you hold strong in the pose. Inhale, sit up nice and tall. Bring your hands up if they aren't there already. And then go ahead and place your hands on the inside of your right foot. You're going to open up that right hip for a nice deep hip stretch. Now that block, if you have one, can come out and you can place your hands on the block to feel that hip stretch. Maybe bring your forearms down to it. If you don't have a block, that's just fine. You can practice this pose without one. Hands can stay planted on the mat. Forearms can come down. Maybe you can bring that head down with you. Just take a moment to breathe through this deep hip stretch. You're really going to feel it in that right hip crease. Opening up those hips. Our hips are one of the heaviest parts of our body, hold a lot of tension. So it's really important to open those up for some good flowing energy. Place your hands back onto the inside of your foot and bring that right foot back to center. Inhale, come back up to your low lunge. Exhale, fold over that front foot, plant your hands. Left toes come up, right toes come back to high plank, sending your hips back up to downward facing dog. We got the other side. So inhale, draw that left heel on up towards the ceiling, and then draw that left heel towards your right glute. Roll out that ankle, give it a little love. Inhale, straighten the left leg, and then draw the left knee towards the nose and plant your foot down onto the mat. Right knee comes down this time, so does the top of the foot. Inhale up to low lunge. Exhale, sink into those hips. Go ahead and place your hands wherever's comfortable, up, prayer, or your hips. Maybe stare at one spot, a non-moving object out in front of you. Or you can feel free to blink your eyes shut here. Sometimes a low lunge can kind of feel like a balanced pose. So if you have to keep your eyes open at that one spot, that's perfect too. Every exhale, letting go still. Every exhale, sinking deeper. Inhale, filling that body with air. Filling your body with light and energy. Tapping into that spirit always. Inhale, bring those arms up if you haven't already. Sit tall. Exhale, take your fold. Place your hands on the inside of your foot. Left hip opens on up. Go ahead and grab that block if you would like it out in front of you, or go ahead and bring those forearms down to the floor. Wherever you're at, as long as you're feeling that nice deep hip stretch is perfect. Deep breaths as you hold. Maybe just notice the peaceful sound of your breath as you hold. It can be very calming for the mind. It's kind of like white noise. You know how you play white noise to a baby to help them sleep. That breath can kind of be like white noise for our minds and relax us as much as possible as well. Go ahead and plant that left foot back onto the mat. Hands walk up. You can place your hands on either side of that left foot. Plant them down onto the mat. Right toes pop up. Left toes come back to high plank. Hips go high for downward facing dog. On your inhale, draw your right heel up towards the ceiling for a three-legged dog. Exhale, draw the right foot in between the hands, planting it on down. The left foot is going to come down onto the mat and face out about 45 degrees. Windmilling the hands on up, hips are open for warrior two. So I know I'm kind of backwards to you here, but arms are going to go out. Allow those shoulders to still relax as you hold those arms out strong. Your knee should be right above your heel. If your knee is going farther, just create a little bit more space for yourself. Inhale, shift your right hand forward towards your front knee. Your forearm can go right above the knee, left arm swings over for extended side angle. Inhale, think about reaching longer, opening up that left chest. Exhale, go a little deeper into those hips. You should find this nice angle, this straight angle along your side body. Inhale, windmill your hands on back, coming back to warrior two. Now this is where your block is going to be super handy. So if your block is out in front of you, perfect. Otherwise, go ahead and place it out in front of you on the tall way. So it'll be this way. There's three ways to have a block on the tall way. Go ahead and place it right above your right foot at the front of your mat. In your warrior two, we're going to move to half moon for our balance pose today. So I'm going to show you how to move through that. So in your strong warrior two, you're first going to inhale, shift your weight forward into your fingertips, not your fingertips, your front toes, and begin to peel your left heel off the mat. On your exhale, ground through that right foot and lift off. Create too much space for myself. For half moon, I'll balance back. Warrior two, inhale, shift. Exhale, launch off. The left foot flexes to the back and your hips stay open to the side of your mat. And then your right hand can come down to that block that's out in front of you. Your left hand can come up, shoulders are stacked on top, or you can bring your hand to your hip. Inhale, left foot goes high. Exhale, open that chest a little more. You can ditch the block and your palms can come out as well. Woo! Balance pose. One more breath. And then make your way back to warrior two. So that right foot flips back towards the front of your mat. If it got twisted, left foot comes in about 45 degrees. We're back in that strong warrior two. Nice bend in that front knee. Great job. Go ahead and square your hips off towards the front of your mat now. So your hips were open, now they're to the front. Inhale, arms up for warrior one. Nice bend in that front knee once again, sinking deep into those hips, kind of like we did in that low lunge. Inhale, sit tall, and exhale, fold over. Your left toes point towards the front of the mat. Your hands placed down in front of that right foot. Right toes come back to high plank. Exhale, back to downward facing dog. Deep breath as you hold here. On your next inhale, draw that left heel up towards the ceiling for a three-legged dog. Exhale, drawing the left knee in between the hands. Plant that left foot down. Right foot comes down about 45 degrees. Windmill the hands back. Inhale here. And exhale, bend that front knee, sinking into the hips for warrior two. Once again, hips are out towards the side. Arms are strong, yet shoulders are relaxed. And your gaze can go to that left middle finger. Inhale, shift your weight forward towards that front knee. Forearm comes above the knee, right arm swings over for extended side angle. Your gaze can go up towards the ceiling. Inhale, reach. Exhale, open that chest. Once again, trying to find as much relaxation and peace on those exhales. You may sink a little deeper into the pose, which will also help you let go of any tension that you're holding in the body to hold yourself up. If you're feeling challenged, breathe into that higher self, your strongest self, your most powerful self. Inhale, windmill the arms on back to warrior two. And we're gonna go into our half moon balance pose on the other side. So if that block is out in front of you, I'm just gonna scoot back so you guys can see. You can place that block out in front of your left foot here. Otherwise, if you don't have a prop, that's okay, you don't need it. In your warrior two, inhale, shift forward into the left toes. Peel the right heel off. Exhale, launch on forward. Your foot may drag. You can maybe be able to get up right away. That right foot flexes for stability. Open up the hips. Inhale, right arm goes up, right heel goes up for half moon. Your gaze can go up towards that top hand, and you might be able to ditch the block. If you don't have a block, you can just practice launching on forward and beginning to bring that foot up. Even if your foot is down here, that's perfect. You're still balancing. As you can see, it's almost more challenging for me to do that. Deep breaths. Inhale, lift. Exhale, open. Move with your breath. Hold with your breath. Don't stop breathing. This is not gymnastics. This is yoga. One more breath. And then bring yourself back down to warrior two. Woo. We're in our warrior two. Again, go ahead and shift your hips on forward to face the front of the mat. Inhale, arms come up. Exhale, sink into those hips again for strong warrior one. Ooh, nice deep breaths. Maybe notice how your breath has changed since the beginning of practice. Maybe they're a little heavier, and that's okay. It's just something to notice. Let that breath bring you calm. Inhale, lift up, and exhale, fold over that front foot. Right toes pivot to face the front of the mat. Clamp those palms down. Left toes come back to high plank. And then you can go ahead and bring your knees down to the mat. And go ahead and make your way to a seated position. Yay! We used our muscles. We've created some really positive energy in our body. I hope you're all feeling it. I hope you all feel a little bit calmer in your mind than you did at the beginning as well. We're going to go through our relaxation stretches now and slow down our bodies. So we'll stay on our mats today. So go ahead and bring your feet together. Your gaze can go down towards the floor or at your toes. Inhale, sit nice and tall, shoulders are back. Exhale, hinge at your hips for cobbler's pose. With every exhale, think about hinging maybe a little bit deeper, maybe getting yourself a little bit closer to a spot on the floor or closer to your mat. I want you to come into your deep breaths. Deep, long inhales and exhales. If the breath is shallow, just begin by taking a little bit deeper of a breath. The longer those exhales are, the more relaxation your body will feel and get. Just allow those knees to fall to the side. Relax as much as you can into this pose. Inhale, bring yourself back up to center, and then go ahead and cross your legs. And then go ahead and interlace your fingers and place your hands on the back of your head, kind of like if you were to do a sit-up. And on your inhale, we're going to open up the chest and draw the elbows back. Feel the squeeze between your shoulder blades. Exhale, you're going to curve the spine. Elbows come in towards the head for a tuck. Inhale, open up. Feel the sway of that spine. These are like seated cat-cows. You should feel that spine sway. And exhale, come back down. So just do a few of these, following your own breath. Your breath ratio might be faster or slower than mine, and that's totally okay. Just flow with your own breath. Inhale, feel that spirit expand, that light within you, that energy. And exhale, let go of anything that's holding tension, mentally or physically on that exhale. Inhale, spread that light again. Exhale, close off, relax. One more inhale on up. Your last one, feel the big squeeze between your shoulders, feel strong. And exhale, relax those hands down to your lap. And then go ahead and face your feet towards the back of your mat. Your knees will stay up, but you can go ahead and lay on down. We're just going to do a few supported bridge poses here, so your hands can place palms down by your hips. On your inhale, just practice lifting those hips up towards the sky. Feel the squeeze at the top. And exhale, roll down that spine and let your seat hit the mat. Slow and controlled movements here. Inhale, come up. Maybe hold the breath for 1 or 2 seconds. And exhale, relax. Do a few of these, following your own breath once again. One more inhale and up. And on your exhale, bring that seat back down to your mat. And just like that beginning of practice when we hugged our knees in, we'll go ahead and do that again. Feel free to rock out that lower back. Maybe do some figure eights from the lower back to the upper back, rolling it out here. And you can go ahead and grab the insides of your feet or peace finger the inside of your big toes, opening up those hips for happy baby pose. Rock it out here if that feels good. Stretch out those legs. Such a nice final stretch. We opened up those hips a lot with our half moon and our low lunges. So the stretch can probably feels pretty good on your hips right now. At least does for me. But each one of us has a different experience with our practice. So even if it doesn't feel that amazing, that's okay. It's a practice and probably will get better as you go. Go ahead and bring those knees back into your chest. And then go ahead and hug those knees into your chest. Go ahead and tee off the arms to the side. If you have any props or anything, just move them out of the way so your shoulders can stay in alignment. Inhale, squeeze the knees into your chest. Exhale, drop your knees to the left side. Your gaze can go towards your right fingertips. And we'll hold here. Getting that nice twist through the abdomen, up to our chest. Shoulders and hips can stay relaxed. Inhale, bring those knees back and feel the crunch in your abs as you hold them close. And exhale, drop your knees to the right side. Gaze goes to the left fingertips. Inhale, bring those knees back to center. Legs can go long, palms can rest by your side or at your lower belly for your final Shavasana. So if you have any warm layers that you want to put on, you can go ahead and move and get comfortable moving your way to your final Shavasana. If you don't have time during your day, maybe this is your lunch break to wait in Shavasana, you can make your way up to a seat. I'm going to make my way up to a seat to guide you through today's meditation, but feel free to stay lying down and settle into your mat. Alrighty, so you can blink your eyes shut in Shavasana. You no longer have to think about your breath or anything at all. You just allow yourself to be here. Bathe in the peace and the quiet around you. Really just connect. And then I have this meditation book. And so I took a picture of one of the pages of the meditations that I wanted to read today. So lying in Shavasana or in your seat, you can just listen to this meditation. Your eyes are closed, you can visualize and just let whatever you see flow into your experience naturally. Don't force yourself to see anything. Don't force yourself to visualize anything. Just allow yourself to listen to the meditation and relax in the peace. We'll begin with the meditation. This is the Shanti Deva prayer. And I think it's just so peaceful, especially during these times. So, may I become at all times, both now and forever, a protector for those without protection, a guide for those who have lost their way, a ship for those with oceans to cross, a sanctuary for those in danger, a lamp for those in the dark, and a servant to all those in need. As long as living beings exist and suffering afflicts them, may I too abide to dispel the misery of the world. May I be a guard for those who need protection, a guide for those on the path, a boat, a raft, a bridge for those who wish to cross the flood. May I be a lamp in the darkness, a resting place for the weary, a healing medicine for all those who are sick, a vase of plenty, a tree of miracles, and for the boundless multitudes of living beings, may I bring sustenance and awakening, enduring like the earth and sky, until all beings are freed from sorrow, and all are awakened. So if you're in Shavasana, you can go ahead and begin to wake up your body and roll onto your right side in the fetal-like position. And then go ahead and make your way to a seat. And then all of those in our seat can go ahead and bring our hands to prayer, heart center, and we'll go ahead and close off practice together. Thank you guys for taking time out of your afternoon to practice yoga with me. I hope you feel closer to your highest self and that you tapped into your spirit to really notice your power and how beautiful and divine you are within, that all of these outside things don't define you. You define you, and your spirit defines you, and it's so pure and so whole. And you can connect to it at any time, which is the beauty of having it with you. I also hope you know that you can always be your source to whatever you're going through. If you're anxious or weary or feeling a little bit stressed or feel some despair, you can always connect into this spirit to remind yourself that there is so much light within you and there's so much light there to help you overcome whatever it is that you're going through. The love and light in me honors the love and light in each one of you. Bowing forward, namaste. Awesome. We are complete with our afternoon practice. I hope you all feel more relaxed as you go through the rest of your day. And I look forward to seeing you guys again next week. Enjoy the rest of your day. See you later.